Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta do it. Gotta let it be known. It's been lifted. The mask mandate is back in effect. Put it on. Show them what you're working with, cause we gotta keep wearing these masks, man. Shout out to all my people who are listening right now. All the folks that go to the office and the workplace and don't like to wear that mask. I hear you. Causing a little bit more issues than before. Some people, you don't like to believe in Santa Claus, but you put a Christmas tree up every year. I hear you. So it's what we do, man. It's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna dive off into it. Welcome once more again, my family, my friends, my constituents, and everybody else that's joining. This is the Online Happy Hour with your main man, Andy Brown, the host, the author, the life coach, and your partner in crime. About to drop some good game tonight, man. This is going to be another wonderful show. I'm feeling good, man. It's hot in the DF Dub. It's hot in Greater Kansas City. It's hot in my folks in California. I heard my folks down there in Petal, Mississippi, got it hot down there too. So yeah, we're gonna dive off into this one, man. This is gonna be a great show. If you are just now tuning in, man, like the page, hit some love, subscribe to the channel, which is iLifeRadio.com. Be sure to check on that on YouTube. Hit us up on Facebook. Follow me on different social media platforms as you'll see the handle Andy Brown Speaks. I get it in, man. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Right here on this broadcast, and it's going down once again like bad stock. So come on in, man. Come on in, share some time. We gonna dive off into this one, man. We're gonna feel good. We're gonna do some good things. We're gonna talk about some stuff, especially what we can relate to. Last week we had a wonderful discussion topic. If you missed that for any reason, shame on you. You can always go back and listen to that in its entirety, in its totality, on the website and the YouTube channel, iLife Radio. Check it out, man. If you missed that show, it was a wonderful discussion, man, about child support, dating after he pays child support. And Nikki joined us. Dennis joined us. The folks was in the chat room just getting it live. Yeah, we talked about some stuff, man. So without further ado, I have a special guest. Hopefully she'll be joining us later. If she can make time, we're going to talk with her. And I know she's got a very busy schedule. She's on tour here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She's going to be in Plano. She's going to be in Arlington. She's going to be in somebody's store here in a little bit. Hopefully she can make time to join us here on the Online Happy Hour. But if she can't, that's okay, because we got another good one for you. This show was put together based on different conversations that have been had by folks and friends and people who get together and just have wonderful discussions. People always ask me, well, Abby, where do you get these topics from? Where does this come from? Well, it's really just about living. You know, you are going through life, you're going through experiences. We're wearing these masks. A few months ago, I had COVID. I was part of the sick and shut-in list and didn't think I was going to make it out of the hospital, but I'm here today. Praise God. Doing this on a virtual platform so I don't get people infected out there and cause issues with you all. You know, I know folks are out there living their best life. They don't want to get too close because, they may attract COVID. I get it. Hey, nothing to laugh about, nothing to joke about. Is people falling out, people in the workplace not comfortable with it. So, hey, I get it. Wherever you go, in the grocery store, COVID. Business ventures, COVID. Restaurants, hospitals, movie theaters, insurance companies, COVID. So it's out there. It's a real thing. Even if you're not comfortable with the mask, and I get that, do this thing so it passes over. So we just don't have any more concerns about this, and it can move on, and we can go about our wonderful lives. So just let's cooperate. Let's the mask doesn't cause you any pain. It can just it's not cute for some people. They like to be cute, and I get it. Healthy is a little bit better for me, but we can talk about that. So let's dive off into this, man. Let's have a good discussion. Once again, as always, put the disclaimer out there. The thoughts and ideas today on the Online Happy Hour do not necessarily reflect just thoughts of me, but what it does reflect are those who are living their life to the best, to the fullest, who chime in, who weigh in, who dive into conversations, who are going to be sharing discussions just like you. So this is that time of year where families are getting together or not. They're usually sharing a good weekend with one another and rekindling some old memories, making new ones, and just getting together with cousins, kinfolks, cousins, nephews, nieces, people who they know and don't know. Well, let's talk about this. Let's break it down. We're going to give you 10 reasons, folks. 10 good ones, and I mean good ones. The top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I meant it. Why would you bring this up as a topic? Well, hey, man, let's look at the way things are changing. There's people, like I said before, family reunions usually happen this time of year. You see those T-shirts with the trees and the roots and this cousin over here and this uncle over here and, cousin Paul begat Paul Jr. and, Terrence and cousin Helen begat, Sister Claudine and Sister Margaret and Sister Mildred. And then they had different generations and their generations. And you showed up somehow. And then you got children and got grandchildren and nieces and nephews and little cousins running around. Some of them y'all are close to. Others you have no idea who they really are. And we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about the reasons why people don't go to family reunions. So I'm going to kick it down, man. Some of this may be familiar. And a lot of this I've seen just on social media posts as some of the reasons why. But let's talk about that. I was hoping to have Miss Anastasia the Bold join us. If she can make it, that's cool. If not, I totally understand. Sometimes she can make an entrance and sometimes she just isn't available. So let's break it down, if you will. Number 10, top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion is because, number 10, you missed the Zoom call with all the details, right? So there was a call usually early in the year, and everybody was supposed to get together, Uncle Melvin and Cousin Tina and, little niece Latoya and Kim and all them. They were supposed to log in and show some of the seniors how to log on and get that information. Well, not everybody was available to take that call. So because they weren't available and they couldn't make it, chances are they just don't feel like this reunion is for them. They missed all the details and they don't want to show up unprepared. That's just how it is. That's just how family is. We need to know what's going on, and everybody doesn't relay all the messages back the same way. So, hey, you know what? If I wasn't there and I didn't get it and y'all couldn't wait for me, then this ain't my year to go, and I don't want to deal with that. So that's what we're doing. Number 10. Top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. Number 9, state the obvious. Because COVID cases are real, man. COVID has a tendency, if we are wearing these masks, it's hard to recognize cousins and family members you haven't seen in years. So if people are walking around with these masks on, and it's bad enough that they can't recognize you straight up by looking in your face, they damn sure ain't gonna be able to recognize you with that mask on. And hey, we have to be protected. We have to be safe. We have to be able to do things together with one another. And if I can't recognize you, the good old phrase, whose boy is you? Whose daughter you belong to? It's kind of hard to say that if they don't recognize who you are with that mask on. So I get it. We got to respect this COVID, man. We got to respect what's going on out here in these streets. And we have to be available to be seen and recognized, because not everybody wears the name tag when they go to the reunion. We got, generations of people who, one, just didn't like to write. We have people who just have bad handwriting. Some people really don't like their first name or their real name. Come on now, y'all know this is true. And some people have been using their Instagram and their @ for so long that they don't even go by their real name and their birth name anymore. So it's very difficult for us to get together and say, hey, whose little boy is that over there with the mask on? The little short one over there with the bad hair and the mask on, with the blue mask, the little paper one, with the one with them short ass shorts on. Tough to pull that off. You know what I'm saying? Is that Jesse's nephew? We don't know. Yeah. Is that Christina's little boy? We don't know. You fall up in on somebody's reunion and it's going to be kind of difficult to get away from that plate just because we don't know who you are. Man. We don't know who you are. Haven't been around y'all in at least a year, maybe two because of COVID. So it's going to be kind of tough. It's going to be kind of tough to recognize who that person is. So, yeah, these are real. These are real situations. Tell a friend, man. Tell a family member to chime in on this one. And let me know if I miss anything. Throw some honorable mentions in the chat, in the feed, and we can talk about this. The top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. Let me give you number 8 if I can. Number 8 is because you don't like the location this year. You don't like where they're going. You know, where's the reunion going to be at this year? Oh, man, why y'all want to go there? Ain't nothing to do there. It's always the same old thing. You don't ever want to do anything when you get there. And so when this year last year you want to go such and such, but we ain't end up going there. So why would I want to go here? We can't never. It's always somebody that says we can't ever go anywhere fun. Well, could be. Really, what it depends on, you're going there for family, and you know, family is what you make it, and relationships, and you can really have fun wherever you are. But you know, there's just a certain type of energy that just wants more attraction, more amusement. Now, mind you, we are still in the midst of COVID, so a lot of locations really don't accept large gatherings. And it could be that, you know, maybe that's really just their way of saying they really don't want to go. So no matter where the location is, it's just not somewhere that they want to be. Can you dig it? Can we talk about this and keep it real and keep it 100? Let's be real with each other, man. It's that time of year. Have y'all seen anybody posting, you know, living their best life? Tag me in some of those photos if you are. Not only just, you know, out on the water or on top of skyscrapers or, you know, counting money on the beach or whatever it is you may be doing by yourself. I'm talking about hanging out with your cousins and your kinfolks, your nieces, your nephews, your aunties, and, you know, the other guy that she brings with her every other year. You don't even know what kind of relationship they got going on, but is that your uncle now? Who is this dude? You're nice to him up front, but in the back of your mind, you're like, who's that dude? Does he really come around all the time? Really? Really? Yeah. Y'all know this is true. This is real discussions, man. The top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. I've given you 4. I've given you 3, actually. I'm going to go ahead and give you number 7. I can break down and just kind of recap for those who are just now joining. We're talking about the top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. Let me give you number 7 real quick. Straight up, it's too hot. It's just straight up too hot. It's too hot for you to go anywhere. Too hot for you to be cute. Don't want to put your short set on. You know, you got your brand new shoes for school, and you don't want to get them dirty at the reunion out there in the country, or you know, you're just trying to save some money for your back to school stuff, or you know, it's Labor Day Classic, and you want to go kick it with your peers for Labor Day. So the family reunion just too hot, man. It's just too hot. Just mosquitoes, they bite you, and it's just a big mess, and you got allergic reactions to off, and just everything. It just doesn't work out very well. So it's just way too hot. You know, you haven't been drinking water like you're supposed to because you've been in the house all the time, and you haven't had a chance to really get out like you should have been. So yeah, it's going to be a little tough on those pores to open up, and they already set as soon as you step outside. So yeah, get yourself together, man. It's just too hot. It's what it is. If you're just now tuning in, we are breaking down some of the reasons, the top 10 reasons why you're not going to your family reunion this year. And it's this is the real thing. I say that repeatedly, repita, because it's not just necessarily about the reunion, so to speak. It's about the whole engagement of people, right? You feel left out because you didn't get that Zoom call. That's number 10. So you feel like, hey, man, I wasn't a part of what y'all doing. Y'all left me out. I couldn't make time. Even though I had my phone everywhere I go, you didn't make time for it. You weren't available. So you feel as if you just missed out on that. You know, that's number 10. Number 9, these COVID cases are going up and everybody's wearing a mask. So it's kind of hard to identify family members when you got to put that mask on. So yeah. Time to get kind of through that thing. What up, Tracy in Kansas City? My man know what I'm talking about. That's just real. So even when you kind of get through that and you put those masks on, all them different colors and flavors and whatnot, we don't know if that's Cousin Pete. We don't know if that is Tisha. We don't know if that's Sean, and we don't know who that is over there with that mask on. It's kind of hard to get through that. Kind of hard to see around that. Number 8, the top 10 reasons why you're not going to your reunion is because you don't like the location this year. You weren't satisfied with where y'all went last year. You weren't satisfied where you went the year before that. The last reunion you had that was fun was back in 1996. And you haven't been to one since. So it's kind of tough to say you don't like those places because you're really just missing out on the opportunity to have some fun. So challenge yourself to step it up, do something different, and elevate yourself to a whole nother level of really going somewhere. It could be the fact that you just ain't got no gas money to drive there, or you didn't save enough money to put down for a ticket. People we just don't plan like we used to. We don't plan like we used to. You got to put that stuff together. Listen, it's like this. You can say, well, you don't like the location, right? Well, let's have it in your hometown. Well, no, I don't want to have it there because it really ain't nothing to do here. Well, let's go have it in another state. Well, no, I don't want to have it there. There's just too much going on right now. I don't want to be out. Well, no problem. Well, why don't we just bring it and shoot? Just make it convenient for everybody and just have it at your house. You can host it. Man, no, I don't want all them people in my house. Y'all tripping. It ain't that serious, man. Look, whatever y'all want to do, we can do it. But just don't have it there. Yeah. Selfishness. I get it. Just time that people they don't want to open up. The top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. I broke down 7. Let's go ahead and get to number 6. Top 10 reasons why you're not going to your family reunion. Number 6 is because your favorite relative won't be there this year. Yeah. The one you hung out with the most, the one you spent the most time with. It could be somebody that's deceased or moved on. But because that person is no longer there, there's a level of intimacy that doesn't really feel the same anymore. So you feel as if I'm missing out, and I don't want to have. It's not gonna be the same experience if they're not gonna be there this year. So what are we really doing here? Are we not gonna honor their memory with a song, or are we not just going to do anything to recognize them? Or if that person were here, they would they would tell this joke, or they would be the life of the party here, or when we go out. I just got way too many memories because people start to be, it's not the same, not like it used to be. And I get that. We got some family members who just aren't here with us anymore. They have transitioned on, and it can be difficult. It can be difficult to see, faces and people that remind you of that loved one that's not there anymore. But in fact, folks, it's still that loved one. It's still the love that's there, and that's really the essence of what brings people back. So definitely keep that into consideration. Favorite cousin just, they parole didn't break this year like you thought it was, and you need to pull one out for that special someone, and they can't make it. Well, you not being there doesn't necessarily help the situation. You can create memories and do different things, and hey, kinfolk, wish you were here, and even though it's not going to be the same without you, we're going to still ride on in your memory and in your absence. But we do tend to not want to do that because our favorite relative just isn't there anymore, and it's tough. It can be tough. It really is, and I get that. So people just need to be mindful of some of the things that are said, some of the things that are done. In fact, how it can be a little tough on people. So just kind of take that into consideration. I'm giving y'all some good stuff, man. If it makes sense to you, again, hit some likes, hit some loves, share the page with a friend or family member who may need to check this out. We're not talking about you. We're just talking about some of the things that you have been known to do. Top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. I got a few honorable mentions, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit down the road. This topic was something that I kind of overheard in a discussion from some colleagues in the workplace. You know, some of the reasons why they're just not going. They didn't take off vacation. They didn't do anything of that nature to make some time for this. So, you know, it's not just some stuff that is just going on in one family. It's going on around a lot. So those of you all who, if y'all remember the T-shirts that were made, I don't know if they still make those. I don't think my family does that anymore. But the T-shirts that were made, they used to have the big oak tree with all the different branches that would show like some of the family members. You know, if your family was like me, just full of nuts, this big old tree. You know, have y'all seen those? Y'all seen? Yeah, that's that. I think that's a trip, man. I don't think people are making those T-shirts anymore. They don't really wear them anymore because those. I mean, they were good for the reunion, but I don't think people really wore those like out and about. Like you didn't represent, you know, Ike and Mildred and the Edna family reunion. I didn't represent that to the fullest anywhere outside of the reunion. Did y'all wear family reunion T-shirts outside anywhere else? Anybody do that? I don't think I've seen that on anybody. Your dad did. Man, that was just some stuff you just saw like around the crib. Unless somebody was going shopping at Walmart at like, you know, 10:30 at night. They just threw something on just to put it on. But I really didn't see those family reunion T-shirts outside of reunion weekend. Right. Jimmy said cut the grass in those shirts. Man, yeah, that's kind of what they just never left the house, let alone left the block. So it's just certain situations that people just, we don't rock them T-shirts. I don't know, maybe if it's a design or, you know, if you didn't come with a Gordon Gartrell or you didn't come with something extra fly like a little family logo or whatever the case may be, man. Because I think that tree was just a little play. His daddy wore that T-shirt to work. Cool. That's what's up. Represent, man. Shout out. We got on Malcolm X T-shirts. We got on Martin Luther King T-shirts. But we ain't got on our family reunion T-shirts. We don't represent our own. Or maybe it's the tree. I don't know. It just seems a little off. You know, you dropped a hot 25 on that T-shirt. Maybe even 30 for some of the folks, depending on where your reunion was. But you ain't wearing nowhere else? I want to rock mine somewhere. It was just in just strange colors, man, like brown and green and purple, and like it stood out from a different type of deal. Yeah, your family used to rock them all the time. That's what's up. I like that, man. I like to see folks represent that family tree because you got to show, not only find where you are on the tree, but look at some of the branches of age, some of the cousins. You know, even show your children and your grandchildren, if you're having grandchildren, show them, you know, where they line up and find out. Because what you don't want to happen is you end up dating someone that you're related to. Now, yes, this has happened, folks. This happens. Trust me, it happens on multiple levels. I need to find out. I had a discussion about this earlier this week. There's a guy, and it's public news. There's a guy who played for the what is that team? The Dallas Mavericks. The dude married his wife. I married his sister. Believe it or not. So let me share this story with you real quick. We halfway through. Let me break this down. My homeboy Lawrence and I were working at an enterprise in Grand Prairie, Texas. And this young lady came into the store. You know, she was fly, bro. I had to spit at the holler. And come to find out, you know, not really hollering at her. I just, had to, you have to be cordial. Hey, where you going? Nice weather we're having, all that kind of stuff. You got to get your sail on, whatever. And come to find out, she was talking about, well, I'm going to meet, um, my husband who plays basketball. Okay, well, how long? You just open up conversation. Long story short, we end up finding out that she actually married her brother. Yes, her biological brother. How did this happen, you ask? Well, the girl grew up with her mom, and he grew up with his dad. So obviously the parents didn't stick around with one another long term. I'm gonna look this up, make sure I got the right dude's name on this one. But he did play for the Dallas Mavericks, and I want to pull this up. I got. This is just real talk. I'll pull this up. You pull up the year he was on Dallas Mavericks. Let me. When I tell you the brother married his sister, they were, and yes, they had like 2 children, I think. Still to this day, still married, 2 children. Man, Gerald Green. His name is Gerald Green. Look him up. Kid, I kid you not. Public information. I don't give a damn. Just what it is. Yeah, that happens to a lot, believe it or not, because listen, people they don't talk about this. We don't have enough family reunions to interact and engage with one another. And sometimes parents just, they have the kids and they go separate ways. We talked about child support last week, and how like you just pay child support and you just move on, and you're not engaged with that child anymore, nor their family. So they don't really get to grow up or know their cousins and family members. So because of that, these 2 didn't grow up together, and obviously, after they got married, hey, Dad, I want to introduce you to, my wife, your daughter-in-law, and he hit you with, the old boy, that's your sister. Yeah, real talk, man. I mean, kids are healthy and everything, but yeah, that is, these incidents are based on true stories. So yeah, this really happened. So just think about that the next time you all are not communicating with your children and find out who they may be dealing with. Yeah, that's real. That is some real stuff. Dad wore them T-shirts. Even you can ask him about it. Hey, that's real. My mom might ask your dad about these shirts. I never got to wear mine in public. I don't think it just didn't work out that way. Let me go on back to the show. I just had to put that out there because when I talked about those T-shirts and cousins and stuff not getting to know each other, that spun that up. So let's kind of roll back here. The top 10 reasons why you're not going to your family reunion. Halfway there, number 5, if I can say that, it's not your side of the family. It's not the fun side of the family, really, that's having the reunion this time. You've got different sides of the family. You got mom's sides, you got dad's sides, you got such and such cousin over here. Part one side of the family is real cool. You hang out with them. And the other side of the family, you really don't know them that well because, of course, like in the example I gave, you really weren't raised around them. You really didn't know them. You didn't spend much time with them. So whatever they do is what they do. And you don't feel like you're included. You already kind of put the blockers up like this doesn't matter. So why would I want to go or be entertained or really get to know them? Think about that. You haven't opened up or you haven't seen them, since, Saturday morning cartoons. And so you just don't really have a rapport or relationship with those cousins and those people. So they just, you don't get to see people like that. So, hey, they're not the fun family. You can't relate to, they got inside jokes that date back, to the Reagan administration. And you don't know anything about that. When they first start to run back, man, you remember back in the day when such and such did this, and cousin Fred jumped off the roof and jumped on the horse and rode that motherfucker and hit. Yeah, you don't have those stories to relate to because you weren't around. So they, in your opinion, in your mind, they're not the fun side. They play Uno and don't cut people off and take shots when you draw 2. They just do things a little bit different. They don't allow alcohol at the gatherings. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And we can't really commune and fellowship on Saturdays like that because that's the Jehovah's Witness family. Do Jehovah's Witness have family reunions? Do they do that? Any Jehovah's Witness out here? Do y'all do stuff like that? That family reunion? Hmm? Anyone? No, you don't know. Hmm. We can talk about that a little bit later. Different subject. They don't allow people. That is so crazy to me. Are y'all getting some of this, man? Is this relatable to my folks out there who are listening? Because it sinks in. This is real talk. It's not just some stuff that I go through, but it's some stuff that y'all may deal with. Listen, you ain't been to a reunion since George Bush Sr. was president, and that's because your mom and them made you go. Like you didn't really know your cousins, you didn't really know your auntie and them. You ever get one of them looks when you was a kid, like, boy, I remember you. You don't remember me, do you? Huh? You don't remember me? Back when you was a little boy and you was wearing Pampers and you used to crawl through there. You remember that when I was up? Say, man, I don't know you, dog. I don't know you, man. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, cousin. If you remember me in Pampers and stuff, that's scary. First of all, let's talk about that and those memories that you bring up straight up. That's just wrong. Second of all, if we haven't developed any type of relationship and I don't really know you like that, dog, and I ain't really been here, you know, leading off up to bat with conversations like that kind of drive people away because now I got a little creepy feeling about this person that knows me, you know, and I don't know jack about you. That seems a little stalkerish, kinfolk. I'm just saying. It really don't make a lot of sense to lead off this way. Hey, I'm cousin, cousin such and such. I'm cousin Paul. I'm cousin Tom. Man, good to see you again. It's been a long time. You probably don't remember me, but I was yada yada yada. And kind of lead off that way to kind of bring the guard down a little bit. Sometimes parents will just kind of enforce you or to remember certain people. Man, you don't remember him? You don't remember him? You don't remember John? You know John. John. Oh yeah, John. I don't remember his ass either. It's just the delivery of how that presentation comes to you. So people just don't really know who you are, what kind of relationship you had or had not. Because you got to think about it. Some of these folks went through some things with family members and it pushed them away. Did I say that out loud? Oh, Lord. Yeah, I did. Open up a whole nother door in this thing. Top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. Hit on number 5. Let's hit you with number 4. Because you still have some past issues that have not been resolved. Yeah, you still haven't gotten over that situation. So you don't want to go back and see them people again that make you remember why you don't go to the reunion in the first goddamn place. So you're going to sit out and not be there. Yeah, I mentioned that. Somebody have a sip with me on this one. I'm gonna keep this door open just a little bit longer. I'm gonna cover this mic mode and shit so they don't hear me in the back. Somebody either was still owed some money, got touched in a funny way, got left at an outing at a club, had a fight, and some situations happened, and on kids' way, yeah, messed around and had sex with your wife, your cousin, your sister, yeah, the chick that was supposed to be for you, and they messed around and hit that too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about this, man. You ain't got over that. You ain't forgiven your cousin, your uncle, your auntie for touching shit that don't belong to them. So now you're in a whole different space and weird spot that they don't really understand why you don't come around anymore. Right? They don't understand why you just it's that difficult conversation. And usually you can tell something happened when somebody asks you, "Man, you coming to the reunion?" And their body language change, like they shift and I don't know if I'm gonna make that. Then they lead with the sound first before they even echo a reason. Men and women, they lead with the sound effect before response. Are you going to the reunion this year? Because you triggered something that was in them that they kind of buried back in the cerebellum. It's just like, I don't want to relive that. I don't want to bring that up. Even though that was many, many years ago, I'm still affected by what happened, and it's kind of hurt me to the point to where I really haven't healed from that. Yeah, it happens. We need to talk about this, because if you haven't healed from it, then if you're still holding on to issues from the past, then chances are you're never going to go to another one again. And that, sir, ma'am, can be very detrimental and very painful to anybody who's really not getting the opportunity to learn about their family members, learn about where they came from and their friends and their roots, or depending on where you're from, your roots. Really depending on how that's happening and taking effect in your life. So there's some healing that has to happen. It has to happen. We have to get to a point to where there's a level of forgiveness. People just they aren't coming clean with what happened. They don't see anything that they did wrong, and they kind of put it out of sight, out of mind on their side, and they don't realize how much hurt and pain that they may have caused somebody, that they just don't come around anymore. And if they did come around, and if they did see that person, family or not, how you gonna react? What you gonna do when you see the person that caused you some pain, or still owe you some money, or touched you in a different place, or somebody that you love, and you ain't quite got over that situation just yet? What do you do? How do you handle that? Maybe they called you a name and it kind of stuck and rubbed you the wrong way. You probably would get that from your friends, but you didn't expect to get that from your family, the ones that love you, or the ones that said that they respect you, and the ones you're supposed to be around. You didn't get that same type of feel-good feeling. Shit happens, man. It gets tough out here. So let's kind of recap and bring this thing up for those who are just now tuning in. You saw some of the likes, you saw some of the feed on your social media, and you said, well, what the fuck are they talking about over here? Let me just kind of bring y'all up to speed and see what's happening. We're talking about the top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. It's hot as hell. We got one good solid month of summer left, and you ain't posted with your kin folks. Why not? Well, here's some reasons why. Number 10, you missed that Zoom meeting with all the details. So you didn't get that call. You ain't trying to figure it out. I get it. This ain't for you this year. That's your excuse. Number 9, COVID cases are going up, and it's hard to recognize family members when they have these masks on, walking around, and you just don't know who the fuck they are. It's kind of tough to deal with that. I get it. No judgment. We're just recognizing what the hell's going on. Number 8, you don't like the location that the reunion is at this year, or last year, or the year before. And chances are you probably won't like the location that they're going to have a reunion next year. So you've made your mind up already that you're not going to be with the family in 2022. I get it. It's totally up to you. You're just missing out. That's your prerogative. That's your choice. That's number 8. Number 7, it's too freaking hot. Bottom line, too hot to go anywhere. So you've made it a point to let people know, since you ain't going anywhere, you definitely ain't going to the reunion. Square business. That's on the heat. Number 6. The reason you ain't going to the reunion is because your favorite relative will not be there, whether they are deceased and moved on, or whether they themselves are locked up, can't get out, can't get free. Their significant other don't want you there, and they just don't want to be there, or shit, they ain't finished their sentence yet. They're not gonna be there. So your favorite cousin, kinfolk, uncle, auntie just ain't gonna be there. So you ain't going either. I get it. It's all good. Number 5, halfway there, talked about because it's not the fun side of the family that's having the reunion. Mama and them side is this way, daddy and them side is that way. Usually you have fun with one or the other, and chances are it's difficult for you to have fun with both, because some of y'all just don't intertwine the two. Your mama's cousins don't kick it with you and your daddy's cousins. your daddy's nephew, uncles and aunts. You don't introduce them to your mama side of the family. People just, I don't know why people segregate that kind of shit. Some of y'all might be related in the first place because if you're all from the same little country towns, it probably happened like that, but it is what it is. Number 4, we kind of sat there on that one for a little bit. You still have some past issues that have not been resolved. So that is part of the reason why you are just not going to make time to go to your reunion. You're just dealing with some shit. Somebody hurt you back in 1986. They showed their ass up back in 1992. And you really wasn't fucking comfortable with their ass back in 2001. So you definitely ain't showing up in 2021. I get it. Hey, it goes down like that. People just have not healed from certain things or certain people, and it's going to be very difficult for them to really dive off into another fun, fantastic weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they going to be there? Oh, not making the time. Hope this is touching somebody's spirit. Y'all feeling this tonight. Cheers. Glasses up. Top 10 reasons why you're not going to your family reunion. Number 3, we almost got this thing done, is because they don't make your significant other feel comfortable. You don't bring your girlfriend, you don't bring your dude around your cousins because somebody play too much. Yeah, they got one more comment to say before you go straight slap off and spare somebody dead off in their chest. And you don't want to do that to your family. You don't want to do that to your family. Somebody asked me, did I make the Zoom call? I made it to one side. I didn't make the other because I didn't know about it. See what I'm saying? It happens on every time. It happens all the time. It just be like that. Yeah. You didn't really deal with the fact that they just don't like your significant other. Now, for whatever case may be, you may be involved in an interracial relationship and they pick at that other. They pick up on that thing. Your significant other may be a little bit larger, got a little clump action going on. They may be a little heavy, and they pick at them a little bit. Your significant other may have a speech impediment, and it takes them a while to get their words out. And you don't appreciate how people, follow up and clap back on your significant other. It happens like that. So it may not be the choice of person that they think that you should be with, because they could still be friends with your ex or your child's mother or your baby daddy. Well, how come you ain't gonna get back with Curtis? Or man, Keisha just fell through. Man, she asked about you, dog. Really? That's what we doing? You gonna bring up old shit while they here? Huh. Okay. That's when your kinfolk look at you like you're small. They kind of, right? Because it's family. You know what I'm saying? Because it's family, and that doesn't give people the right to dip off in that situation, because you still got to go home. You still got to go deal with that person one-on-one, and even though it subtly could be some funny shit that they say, yeah, it's just something that you just don't want to deal with. You don't want to have to do extra explaining. Your significant other's a little bit bougie and your family's a little country, and you don't want to have to deal with that. And they don't make them feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So what if they hold their pinky finger up when they, put the greens on the plate? So what, they don't like hot water cornbread and they're counting calories? Then this might not be the weekend that they want them. People do that. They got a whole different lifestyle away from what goes on with you this weekend. And they're not going to stop that just because you're not comfortable with it. Somebody on this side of the family is vegan, but yet and still, we're going to order pizza for everybody to have. And, you ain't got to worry about how many calories is going to be in this slice. Or, you shouldn't really be eating pepperoni because it causes certain things to happen to your body. Listen, I get it. But this weekend, ain't for that. It's all the mutual thing. So a lot of people just don't want to make the time to deal with it. We get it. We get it. The majority rules about this not bipartisan. What I'm saying is proxy vote up in here, and people just aren't comfortable with that situation. They know what they're getting into. They have an idea what's really happening, and they really don't want to deal with what's going on a regular basis because now you've made their significant other uncomfortable, and by doing that, you made them uncomfortable. So even if they think it's funny and they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to show it, they still got to stand up and defend their significant other, and that's not a comfortable place for them to be in. So yeah, you don't make their significant other feel comfortable. So why do I want to deal with that for just one weekend where me and my significant other can go somewhere and just have fun away from that and not deal with that kind of stuff with family? Sure, you may get it somewhere else, but you just didn't want to have to deal with that with family. I totally get it. I totally get it, and you shouldn't. You know, it's all about RESPECT. It's all about that family and their reunion time. So, hey, man, if they made time to bring their significant other and they want to share in the memories, then by all means, goddamn it, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Welcome. Let's get it. Cheers up. I know I'm going to have some fun. Y'all feeling this tonight? We talking about this. Had a special guest that was going to join us, but they couldn't make it, and that's okay. We're going to keep on rocking. We do this thing like we do each and every Thursday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I live vicariously through you. So when I tell you I can't make this shit up, I can't. This is the stuff that happens every day. And it's happening with every family, especially during this summer. The top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. Let me hit y'all with number 2 real quick and stay there for a moment. Because this is going to hit some people dead in the motherfucking chest when I say this. The number 2 reason why you didn't go to your family reunion this year is because you don't consider your relatives family. Let me say that one more time for the folks who didn't quite get that and need to repeat and play this again. You don't consider your relatives family. In other words, those are just the folks that know my mom and them, know my daddy and them on that side. I didn't really hang out with these people. They don't know me like that. And my true ride or dies are my Facebook friends, my 5 or 6 that roll with me right here, or my Instagram buddies that kick it with me right here, or my neighbors down the street, or my folks from college. You know, these are the people that I call myself my family with. So I kick it with them, but I just know of these people. They're addressed as these people. So you don't really make the time to engage and interact with relatives because you didn't, based on everything that we talked about, there's no existing relationship with those people. And because of that, you feel like, hey, man, ain't no sense in me having no family reunion when I can just go have happy hour with my crew. And we can just do it down like that. Yeah. So people just don't want to deal with all of that issues anymore. They're going to talk about my kids. You know, they're not going to make my spouse welcome. They used to do nasty shit to me, and they do all that kind of stuff to as a kid. I don't want you bringing that around my son or my daughter anymore. Such and such ain't gonna be there, so I don't want to waste no time. It's way too hot for me to be going out there. Y'all gonna be going to places that I don't want to go to, and gonna make me dress up and wear this name tag and wear this ugly ass t-shirt. Yeah, you thinking that? And because it's COVID, I don't want to deal with COVID. And I think that we as a culture have decided that we're using COVID as its own mask. What do I mean by that? What you talking about, AB? I think that we're using COVID to pick and choose where that we want to associate the most, right? Now, I don't want to go to my family reunion because of COVID cases, But I'm damn sure gonna fuck around and go to this happy hour with my crew and my road dogs. Sit at the bar and not go into the restaurant with any mask on at all. I get it. Because you don't really feel like your relatives are family. You don't really feel like they got your back the way your crew does. And because of that, you're not going to spend any time, effort, t-shirt, or anything of that matter on people that, it's just going to be a high and by weekend. You ain't going to see them for another whole year. That's what you tell yourself. You're not really going to see them for another whole year. You don't really interact with these people on the regular. Listen, the only time, and I'm going to say this, let me pull one. The only time you really interact with your relatives as a family reunion is if there's a funeral and somebody passed away. That has become the family reunion, right? Somebody leaves this earth, leaves this place. Now that they've gone, yeah, I can get involved. It's going to be at the church picnic Saturday. Right on. And that's how it is, because you see them as your family. But if a relative passed away, you might make the time to show up, say hi, get the church plate, roll on, and be done with it. But anybody else, that ain't your crew. That ain't somebody you roll with. They don't hang out with you. They don't, quote unquote, know you like that. Those are just your relatives. So you don't feel the need to be bothered with them, especially over the weekend. Did I say that? Even if I touch somebody's nerve, I meant to tap that shit for real. Hello, is this thing on? Yeah, I meant to say that because it's too often that thing starts to happen. So we got to be really mindful about that. We got to be mindful about the reaction that we're giving, the impression that we're giving, and the energy that we're showing people younger than us. Think about what you're telling your kids. Like, how important is family for real? How important is that relationship to have with your kin folks all the time? Think about that totality thing as far as what we're looking at to show our family members how important we really think they are. I come and see y'all if somebody pass away. I get my plate and get some lean up hugs. Wish you the best and tell me praying for you. But I ain't finna kick it with you like that. Got me fucked up. That's how we think. Let's be real with this, man. I gave you 9 good, solid reasons, and even a little bit more in between. The top 10 reasons why you are not going to your family reunion. And the number one reason, folks, let me just kind of wind this whole thing down. Just a few minutes left in the show. Let me wind this thing down. For those who are just now tuning in, and you missed damn near the whole show, cool that you're here, but why? What took you freaking so long? It's all to the good. Let me break it down to you. Number 10, you missed the Zoom call meeting about all the details. Number 9 is COVID cases. It's going to be hard to recognize folks with these masks on. Number 8, you don't know where the location is this year. You don't like the location, so you don't want to go. Number 7, it's too freaking hot to be going anywhere, especially a family reunion. Number 6, your favorite relative will not be there in love, in emotion, in feeling, or in spirit. They're just not going to be there, so it's going to be tough for them to really want to be a part of what's going on. Number 5, top 10 reason why you are not going to your reunion is because it's not your fun family side that's going to be having this reunion this year, so you don't want to go. You don't think they kick it like you do on your level. Number 4, you still have some past issues that have not been resolved. Number 3, they don't make your significant other feel comfortable. Number 2, you don't consider your relatives as family. And the number one reason why you are not going to your family reunion this year is because, bottom line, you just don't feel like it. Money ain't right. Timing ain't right. Emotions ain't right. Everything just sitting on you so heavy. No. Somebody go Facebook Live. Somebody go live on their phone. Show me who I'm missing. I'm not going to make it. I got too much going on. I got too much emotion that's tied up in me right now that I haven't healed from, that I don't want to deal with. And it's just so much in me right now that says, I just can't make time to go do that. Now, are you going to be missing out on some stuff? Probably so. But do you give a damn? Absolutely not. It's unfortunate that we just don't make time to build relations with our family anymore. We don't value the essence of family like we used to. And I don't know how our grandparents and great grandparents would feel about that. They were having, 10, 11, 13, 14 children. And there are generations that are now that are just having 4 and 5, 2, maybe even 1, if not any. And we've taken away from the essence of, what our great grandparents put together, that namesake traveling down for so many generations and so many years. And we've put ourselves in position not to give back for legacies. We're not giving to the future generation. We're kind of stifling and shutting things off at a certain time because we're just too tired, But I do encourage you all to either make time, learn about your family, leave an inheritance for your children, and make the best efforts you can to continue to give, not only to your immediate community and to your friends, but also, give back to your relatives, man. Keep your namesake, keep your existence going, and just keep that thing of who you are, where you came from, and that lineage to continue for many years to come. I know that some of us are aching, some of us are dealing with stuff that we just don't want to deal with directly. But over time, we have to learn that, hey, some healing has to take place and forgiveness has to start from within. So we can't be waiting on such and such kinfolk cousin to go ahead and say, I'm sorry first, or look at what they did. They may not have even known, but it's the fact that you have that awareness inside of you. Take that initial step to say, I'm going to be different. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to represent, because I would want the same for my son or my daughter to continue to move on. And I don't want that thing to sit on my family for generations, because that's what I am not only keeping, but I'm allowing to happen. So honor your father, your mother, honor your family, honor the cherished parts that you have that are belonging to you and the things that mean so much to you. You could have some land in your name that you just don't want to deal with. Shame on you for missing out. You could have some money that could be willed down to you, and you just don't want to deal with that. Shame on you for missing out. There could be a house that's in your name, and you just don't want to deal with that because you don't live there anymore. But yeah, we got to take some time to understand what our grandparents and great grandparents were looking to do for us, because they thought about us. So the least we can do is think about the next generation of family members and friends. So I definitely consider and encourage you all to make time. I definitely thank you for making time for this show. And please do me a favor. If you had a good time tonight and you got some good information, do me a favor. Tune in next week and tell 2 more people to join in with you as we get off another wonderful episode of the Online Happy Hour. Shout out to my family. Go mob to my frat and my sorors, your cousins, your nieces, your nephews, uncles, and other kinfolk. Please get home safe. Good night to my grand fam. God bless you, and I'm gone. It's the Online Happy Hour right here with your main man, Andy Brown. Peace out.